Something big is coming for millions of Americans who depend on Social Security. A brand new set of rule changes will officially take effect, and it's not just a small tweak. These changes will impact everyone from those receiving retirement benefits to disabled individuals on SSDI, people on supplemental security income, SSI, surviving spouses, and even spousal beneficiaries. If you or someone you know is part of the Social Security system in any way, you'll want to pay close attention. These rule changes are not just bureaucratic red tape, they carry real-life consequences for how much money you receive, how you qualify, and how your benefits are calculated or managed moving forward. We understand how important every dollar is, especially in times like these when inflation is still high, the cost of living keeps climbing, and many seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income families are struggling just to get by. That's why in this video, we're going to walk you through everything you need to know about these new Social Security rule changes that are officially being implemented on April 14. We'll talk about who's affected, what's changing, how it might help or hurt you financially, and what you can do to stay ahead of the curve. This is not the time to tune out. This is the moment to stay informed and take control of your financial future. First, let's talk about the group that's being affected the most: retirement beneficiaries. The new rules bring a number of adjustments that could change the way benefits are calculated for people nearing retirement age. Under the new regulation, the way in which earnings are counted during your working years will be modified. The Social Security Administration is updating its formula to better reflect inflation-adjusted wages over a person's lifetime. While that might sound like a good thing on paper, and for many it also means that some people could end up with slightly lower benefit payments than they were originally expecting, especially if their wages varied greatly year to year. Next up, there's a big change in how SSDI applicants are evaluated. The SSA is updating the medical listings and eligibility process for people who are applying for disability benefits. Starting April 14, the new rule puts greater emphasis on medical evidence provided by specialists, and it requires updated medical documentation every 6 months for ongoing eligibility in many cases. This is a huge shift. While the intention is to reduce fraud and ensure benefits are going to people who truly need them, it's going to create more paperwork and tighter deadlines for those with chronic conditions who already face significant barriers. This is particularly concerning for people who rely on consistent medical treatment and may not be able to see their doctors as frequently due to cost or mobility limitations. Now let's talk about SSI supplemental security income. The new rule going into effect on April 14 includes a revision to how in-kind support and maintenance is calculated. In plain terms, this refers to help you may receive from others like free food or housing provided by a family member. Previously, the SSA had strict rules that would reduce your SSI payment if you received any form of outside help. But the new rule will partially relax those guidelines, meaning some beneficiaries might no longer see steep cuts in their monthly checks just because a friend or family member helped them with rent or groceries. This is one of the few changes that could actually benefit low-income recipients significantly by allowing them to get some support without being penalized. Spousal and survivor beneficiaries are also going to experience some changes. One of the biggest updates has to do with how spousal benefits are calculated based on the primary worker's record. Under the new guidelines, widows and widowers will be allowed to claim survivor benefits more flexibly, especially if they remarry after a certain age. For years, the rule was that you couldn't claim survivor benefits if you remarried before age 60, but now that age threshold is being revisited. While the SSA hasn't released a blanket policy on this, starting April 14, offices will begin rolling out pilot programs in select states that test more lenient rules for widows, widowers, and divorced spouses. This is a crucial move, especially considering how many older Americans have complex family situations. A remarriage late in life shouldn't automatically disqualify someone from accessing survivor benefits tied to a previous spouse, and this rule change reflects that growing reality. It also creates opportunities for many to revisit their benefit options if they were previously denied or discouraged from applying. Another key change going live on April 14 is related to overpayment recovery. As we discussed in previous videos, the Social Security Administration has come under fire recently for aggressive collection practices when it comes to overpayments, many times pursuing seniors and people with disabilities for thousands of dollars they didn't even realize they were overpaid. The new rules aim to fix this. Going forward, the SSA will implement a more lenient repayment plan structure. Beneficiaries will no longer be expected to repay massive overpayment amounts in one lump sum. Instead, repayment plans will be stretched out over longer periods, and in many cases, the SSA will automatically cap the monthly deduction to no more than 10% of a person's monthly benefit. This is a major relief for those who've been caught up in these overpayment disputes. Starting Monday, April 14, if you receive a notice of overpayment, you'll also get a set of new options for how to handle it, whether that's appealing it, requesting a waiver, or setting up a small, manageable monthly repayment plan. This is going to save countless Americans from unnecessary stress and financial hardship. Also kicking in on is a tech upgrade to the SSA's online services. While this might seem like a minor back-end update, it's actually a big deal for people trying to access their benefits online. The new system promises faster load times, easier navigation, and stronger identity protection. One of the most important parts of this rollout is the new digital upload feature, which will allow beneficiaries to submit medical records, appeal letters, and other documentation directly through their My Social Security account, without having to mail anything in or go to a Social Security office in person. This could dramatically reduce processing times, especially for appeals and reconsideration requests. Many beneficiaries wait months for a decision simply because their documents are delayed or lost in the mail. Now, with this digital upload system, the SSA is hoping to cut down on those wait times significantly. The SSA says this is part of a broader effort to modernize their case review system and ensure fairness across the board. But for individuals who struggle with administrative paperwork, don't have consistent internet access, or face language barriers, this could introduce new stress into their lives. Now, you may be wondering, what should I do right now? First, don't panic. While these changes may sound like a lot, most of them will be implemented gradually or through case-by-case reviews. What you should do is check your My Social Security account starting Monday. Make sure your information is up to date. Look for any notifications or alerts regarding your benefits. If you haven't logged into your online account in a while, now is the perfect time to do that. If you're on SSDI or SSI, consider reaching out to your doctor to ensure your medical documentation is current and accessible. That way, if you're called in for redetermination or a review, you'll already have what you need. And for those dealing with overpayments or spousal benefit issues, reach out to your local SSA office or call the national hotline to ask how the new rules might impact your specific situation.